Welcome to Martial Mastery Media, where legendary warriors, real combat systems, and the hidden history of martial arts come alive. Today, we uncover the story of Gozo Shioda, one of the most formidable Aikido masters in history and the founder of Yoshinkan Aikido, a system forged not for performance, but for real-world effectiveness. Shioda trained in an era when martial arts were raw, unforgiving, and tested under pressure, shaping an art built on precision, discipline, and absolute control of balance and structure. This is not the story of soft movement or abstract philosophy. This is the story of Yoshinkan Aikido, born from hardship, refined through relentless training, and trusted by police, military, and professional warriors around the world. Before we continue, subscribe to Martial Mastery Media and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Smash that like button, share this video with your friends, family, and fellow martial artists, and help support the preservation of authentic martial arts knowledge. Explore our growing library of legendary masters, combat systems, techniques, and martial philosophy, created for martial artists, historians, and all who walk the warrior path. And don't forget to explore our other two YouTube channels, Galactic Secrets and Myths Through Time, where we dive into ancient mysteries, lost civilizations, cosmic theories, and the hidden stories that shape our world. Links are waiting for you in the description below. Now, step onto the mat, into history, and into the world of Gozo Shioda. 1. Early life. Born to discipline, Gozo Shioda was born in 1915 in Sendagaya, Japan, during a period of profound transformation. Japan was modernizing rapidly, blending centuries-old traditions with the pressures of industrialization, political unrest, and military expansion. This era was marked by the tensions of the Meiji legacy, the growth of nationalism, and the influence of Western ideas, all of which formed the backdrop to Shioda's upbringing. From an early age, Shioda exhibited remarkable dedication and discipline, traits that set him apart from his peers. Even as a child, he demonstrated exceptional focus in his studies, meticulousness in physical exercises, and a thirst for understanding martial principles. Despite his relatively small stature, Shioda never relied on brute strength alone. Instead, he cultivated a deep understanding of balance, precision, timing, and mental resilience, qualities that would later define his approach to Aikido. He trained rigorously, often combining traditional physical exercises with innovative methods designed to build both stamina and mental acuity. Beyond physical preparation, Shioda also embraced the philosophical aspects of martial arts. From an early age, he internalized the belief that a martial artist must cultivate humility, ethical judgment, and self-control, understanding that strength without wisdom can lead to disaster. These early experiences laid a foundation not only for his technical prowess but also for the ethical and philosophical framework that would underpin Yoshinkan Aikido. 2. Training under Morihei Ueshiba. Mastering the core of Aikido. Shioda's life-changing encounter came when he became a student of Morihei Ueshiba, the founder of Aikido. Training under Ueshiba in the 1930s was far from ceremonial. It was physically exhausting, mentally rigorous, and often extreme in intensity. Pre-war Aikido emphasized practical effectiveness, testing students' endurance, flexibility, and capacity to respond under duress. There were no competitions, belts, or trophies. Every session was a measure of real-world readiness. Under Ueshiba's guidance, Shioda honed his abilities through relentless practice of joint locks, throws, balance-breaking techniques, and takedowns, often drilling movements hundreds of times until they became instinctive. But training was not purely mechanical. Ueshiba emphasized the integration of mind, body, and spirit, teaching students to remain calm under pressure, manage energy efficiently, and approach combat with strategic awareness. Shioda absorbed these principles, cultivating a keen understanding of timing, spatial awareness, and control over both his body and his opponent's movements. The lessons Shioda learned were not just about defeating an opponent, they were about developing inner calm, resilience, and ethical judgment. He saw that true mastery required not only physical skill but also the ability to respond to unpredictable circumstances with intelligence and composure. This fusion of technical rigor, psychological acuity, and ethical discipline would later form the backbone of Yoshinkan Aikido, setting it apart as both a martial art and a system of personal development. 3. Wartime experience. Learning combat the hard way. The outbreak of World War II forced Shioda into the crucible of real combat, further shaping his philosophy and approach to Aikido. Stationed in China, he faced the unpredictability, danger, and stress of life and death situations, experiences that could never be replicated in a dojo. In the chaos of war, he quickly realized which techniques were effective under fear and fatigue and which were only theoretical. Every confrontation became a lesson in practical application, mental focus, and survival psychology. Shioda learned how fear, hesitation, and aggression could influence both attacker and defender, and how a practitioner must remain calm and deliberate even in extreme danger. He refined his understanding of leverage, timing, and control, observing how small adjustments in posture or movement could mean the difference between safety and injury. These lessons reinforced a critical principle: martial arts must function in real-life conditions, not just as a display of skill or aesthetics. The intensity of wartime experience also honed Shioda's mental fortitude. He learned to maintain clarity under stress, make split-second decisions, and use minimal effort for maximum effect, hallmarks that would become the defining features of Yoshinkan Aikido. In many ways, these experiences transformed him from a skilled martial artist into a combat-tested master, one capable of applying Aikido with absolute efficiency and ethical responsibility. 4. Founding Yoshinkan Aikido. Precision, structure, and realism. After the war, Shioda set out to create a system that reflected both the rigor of his training under Ueshiba and the lessons learned on the battlefield. Thus, Yoshinkan Aikido, or the Hall of Cultivating the Spirit, was born. Unlike other Aikido styles, Yoshinkan is characterized by its structured, linear movements, strong stances, and precise angles, designed to make techniques repeatable, reliable, and highly effective in real-world applications. Every technique in Yoshinkan Aikido is drilled until it becomes instinctive, from joint locks to throws and balance-breaking maneuvers. Shioda emphasized mental focus, awareness of one's surroundings, and controlled breathing, ensuring that students could remain calm and decisive under pressure. Training sessions are intentionally progressive, starting with Kihon Dosa, basic movements, and advancing toward complex sequences, so practitioners develop both technical skill and strategic understanding. Yoshinkan also emphasizes the integration of mind, body, and ethical principles. Shioda taught that physical skill alone is meaningless without the ability to control one's actions, respond with discernment, and protect others ethically. By combining structure, realism, and philosophy, Yoshinkan Aikido became not just a martial art, but a comprehensive system for developing disciplined, capable, and morally grounded individuals. 5. Police and military adoption. Proven in the real world, the practicality of Yoshinkan Aikido quickly attracted the attention of Japanese law enforcement and military organizations. Police departments adopted the system for arrest techniques, restraint methods, crowd control, and weapon retention, while military units applied it to disarming opponents and close-quarters combat. Yoshinkan's structured, repetitive training allowed officers to internalize techniques efficiently, enabling them to respond instinctively under stress. This widespread adoption validated Shioda's vision: martial arts could be both traditional and modern, philosophical yet practical. By bridging the gap between historical techniques and contemporary needs, Yoshinkan Aikido proved itself as a system relevant to modern conflict, personal defense, and professional applications. It solidified Shioda's reputation as a master whose teachings transcended the dojo and extended into the real world, influencing security, self-defense, and law enforcement practices globally. 6. Technical characteristics. The mechanics of Yoshinkan. At the heart of Yoshinkan Aikido are key technical principles that distinguish it from other styles. A strong kami, ready stance, provides balance and stability, while linear entries and angular movements allow practitioners to efficiently control and off-balance opponents. Every joint lock, throw, and takedown is executed with precision, ensuring maximum control with minimal effort. Training emphasizes Kihon Dosa, repetition, and perfect alignment, forging movements into instinctive responses. Practitioners develop leverage, timing, spatial awareness, and the ability to respond effectively under pressure. Shioda also incorporated exercises to improve core strength, posture, and coordination, understanding that physical mechanics are inseparable from technique and mental focus. The result is a system where body, mind, and spirit operate in harmony, creating highly capable martial artists ready for both self-defense and ethical responsibility. 7. Philosophy, harmony through control. Although Yoshinkan Aikido is rigid and structured, its philosophy emphasizes ethics, restraint, and responsible action. Shioda believed that a martial artist's greatest strength lay in self-control, situational awareness, and the ability to protect others without ego or aggression. True mastery was not about dominance or winning, but about maintaining harmony, applying techniques decisively, and upholding moral integrity. Students are trained to remain calm under pressure, think strategically, and cultivate character alongside skill. This focus on ethical behavior sets Yoshinkan apart, transforming it into a holistic system that develops mind, body, and spirit simultaneously. By adhering to these principles, practitioners not only gain technical proficiency but also become better, more disciplined individuals in everyday life. 8. Global influence, spreading Yoshinkan worldwide. Shioda's teachings spread far beyond Japan. His instructors established Yoshinkan dojos across Europe, the Americas, Asia, and Australia, creating a global network that preserved Shioda's principles of precision, discipline, and effectiveness. Yoshinkan influenced self-defense programs, law enforcement training, and martial arts education, proving that structured and ethical martial arts could thrive in diverse cultural contexts. Today, thousands of dojos worldwide teach Yoshinkan, attracting students who seek authentic martial training, ethical grounding, and practical self-defense skills. Through these efforts, Shioda transformed Yoshinkan into a global standard for structured, disciplined, and practical Aikido. 9. Impact on modern culture and pop culture. Yoshinkan Aikido's influence extends beyond martial arts into film, television, video games, and global pop culture. Choreographers, stunt performers, and action directors have drawn from Shioda's precise techniques to create realistic and visually impressive fight sequences. The style's emphasis on linear movement, balance, and controlled power makes it both practical and cinematic. Martial artists inspired by Shioda view Aikido as a discipline that develops not only physical skill but also mental clarity, ethical awareness, and strategic thinking. His influence can be traced in realistic combat portrayals, self-defense programs worldwide, and even in media representations of martial arts heroes. Shioda's work demonstrates that a traditional martial system can resonate across generations, cultures, and entertainment mediums, bridging the worlds of authentic combat and global pop culture. 10. Legacy and relevance. Today, Gozo Shioda passed away in 1994, but his impact continues to reverberate globally. Yoshinkan Aikido remains a cornerstone for serious martial artists, law enforcement professionals, and students seeking practical self-defense coupled with ethical discipline. In a world dominated by commercialized martial arts and performance-focused systems, Shioda's life stands as a reminder that true martial practice is about discipline, responsibility, self-mastery, and ethical action. Modern practitioners are challenged to move beyond belts, trophies, or accolades, focusing instead on authentic understanding, practical application, and character development. Through Yoshinkan, Shioda's philosophy ensures that martial arts remain a holistic path of self-improvement, ethical growth, and global cultural influence, inspiring generations of martial artists around the world. 11. Call to action. Join the martial journey. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Gozo Shioda and Yoshinkan Aikido, make sure to subscribe to Martial Mastery Media and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. Smash that like button, share this video with friends, family, and fellow martial artists, and support the preservation of authentic martial arts knowledge. And don't forget to check out our other channels, Galactic Secrets, exploring the mysteries of the universe, and Myths Through Time, diving into ancient legends and forgotten histories. Links are in the description below. Subscribe to them to continue your journey into martial mastery, history, and the unknown.